Boxing Truth here. I want to talk a little bit about the Manny Pacquiao Timothy Bradley rubber match since there's hardly any buzz going on with this fight, which is expected, understandable. Majority feel Pacquiao already beat Bradley twice, regardless of the official results of the bouts, and now they're doing it a third time after Bob Arum and Pacquiao's team teased fans into possible matchups with Crawford and Adrian Broner. And we're left with the end result, a third fight with Timothy Bradley, which the majority of boxing fans did not want to see this matchup for the third time. And I just want to talk about a little bit about now with the lead up to the fight, as the fight is getting closer. I'm not liking the vibe I'm getting from HBO when it comes towards their relationship with Manny Pacquiao. Obviously, the comments Pacquiao made, the controversial comments he made earlier this year, not going to get into it. We all know what he said. It has really created a backlash with his relationships towards HBO. He's already lost an endorsement in Nike. There were reports that other endorsements were interested in perhaps signing a deal with him, but nothing has come about with that. And now HBO is now distancing themselves from Manny Pacquiao. And now leading up to this fight, I'm getting a vibe that HBO is pushing for Timothy Bradley to beat Manny Pacquiao. And they made a statement about Pacquiao's comments earlier this month. They pretty much just said that they have an obligation to Pacquiao and to Bradley, to both fighters, to air the event, to produce the event. However, they were left not very pleased with Manny Pacquiao's comments, and that they don't support the comments, shit like that. Pretty much when you read between the lines is that we'll produce Manny Pacquiao's next fight, but they're pretty much just saying we're done with Manny Pacquiao, fuck Manny Pacquiao. And you can see through the lead up to this bout, they're hardly promoting Pacquiao for this fight. They aired a program to promote the fight following the Andre Ward fight on Saturday. And it was surprising to me. It was surprising to other people as well, because it was interesting. It was a featured story about Timothy Bradley. The program was called Legacy on the Line. And it was pretty much a feature story on Timothy Bradley. Had nothing to do with Pacquiao. You would think, Pacquiao's the A side to the fight. He's the international superstar. He's coming off the richest fight in history, but it was a disappointment. You would think they would be doing more of a promotion with Pacquiao, considering he's still the A side of the bout. He's still the superstar when it comes to this matchup. But HBO, they surprised me and a lot of people that they pretty much only put one program out there, which is to promote Bradley and talk about his story and how he's grown ever since the first fight with Manny Pacquiao. There's no 24/7 to promote the fight. There's really no features on Manny Pacquiao on HBO. So I'm just getting this vibe that HBO is pushing for Bradley to win the fight. Also, you have to consider what is Top Rank feeling, what is Bob Arum feeling about Pacquiao. They don't believe he's going to retire, but who do they want to win? Do they want Manny Pacquiao to win? You would think so, because he still has big fights that could be made if he looks spectacular in this third fight with Bradley. But Bob Arum, he's made comments about If Bradley wins, he would match him with Crawford. He will make him an offer that Bradley cannot refuse. So now that the fight's getting closer, I'm having thoughts about perhaps Manny Pacquiao is really up against it now because he is the foreigner in this fight. He's the international guy coming in. He's not American. Timothy Bradley's the American guy who has really built his brand up. He's made good business decisions for himself. He's made a lot of money in his career thanks to the business decision he made about 5 years ago by turning down an Amir Khan fight, and now look at where his career is now. But it has to do with the vibe I'm getting on HBO, and perhaps Bob Arum wants Bradley to win the fight. That I'm having thoughts about perhaps Bradley's on the way to getting another gift decision, because I'm not worried about Bradley's ability to beat Manny Pacquiao. I'm not. Overall, even with Manny coming off a shoulder surgery, not having the best performance against Mayweather, even though I thought he still won the fight, but he didn't have his best performance. And it's making me having second thoughts about maybe perhaps changing my picks in fantasy boxing. I have Manny Pacquiao in place in both of my entries, but it has to do with the politics, and HBO ain't really promoting Manny for this fight. They're distancing themselves from him. Bob Arum's comments about Bradley Crawford. When you play fantasy boxing, you have to take in consideration everything. Who is the A side in the bout? What network is pushing for the fight? Which fighter to win? Which fighter does a network want to win? Who has more upside on who wins? Also, politics. Are the punch stats going to be rigged? There's bullshit punch stats, bad judging, and who is the A side. So you have to take everything into consideration. Not only who is the better fighter, but perhaps are politics involved in the fight? Who is the A side, B side? What fighter does the network want to win? So you have to take everything in consideration. When it comes to overall ability, I have no concern about Bradley. Can Bradley defeat Pacquiao? I really don't. Because overall, Manny Pacquiao, even at 37 years of age, and ever since their first fight together, Manny's still a better overall fighter. He's faster. He punches harder. He's got more experience. He has better defense. He's more athletic. He's got better footwork, better boxing ability. Bradley's foot speed can't match Manny's, so I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just concerned about the politics involved in this bout. The shit that Manny said last month, the backlash he's receiving, the event's not doing particularly well because people are not looking forward to this fight for the third time. So you have to take everything in consideration. I'm still rolling with Manny to win the fight. He's looking. I was watching his live workout yesterday. He's looking pretty good. There was some reports that he looked lousy in camp for a week, but that's normal. Boxing is just like every other sport. You're not going to be on every day in the gym. Just like in baseball, you might go 0 for 4 at the plate, strike out 4 times. In basketball, you might go 2 of 18 from the field. Football, you might drop a bunch of passes. So that's normal. In boxing, you're not going to have great days all the time in the gym. You might be on some days, you might be off. So I'm not really concerned about that. But for what I saw from the live workout, this time we actually got a full workout in from Manny Pacquiao, compared to what happened last year in his last fight against Mayweather. I'm sure y'all remember the live workout, and from that fight he threw 2 combinations with Freddie Roach in the pads prior to the Mayweather fight for that live workout, and he called it a day. He said thank you for coming after 2 combinations, which pretty much indicated that he was hurt. The shoulder was fucked up going into that fight. But this time, for the live workout, Manny Pacquiao went all in. He gave the people that are watching, the media reporters that were there, a full workout. He did some pads with Freddie Roach, good pad work. Then he worked the heavy bag, the jump rope, and he looked good, man. He looks very fast. He looks strong. He looks shredded. He looks in great shape. He's taking this fight very seriously. If he does retire, he wants to go out on a win. And he's looking pretty. He's looking pretty strong, especially his legs. His legs are jacked right now. I mean, he looks very strong. And so there shouldn't be any issues going into this fight. He looks completely healthy. The shoulder looks fine. He's throwing some strong right hooks. The right hand is working. He's still fast. He's still punching hard. He's not as explosive no more. I can admit that. He's definitely past his physical prime, but he's a smarter fighter now than he's ever been. He's better defensively, and he still has better ability overall than Timothy Bradley. I'm just not liking the vibe HBO's giving out towards Manny Pacquiao. I'm still rolling with Manny to win the fight. Teddy Atlas can have an influence. He's sort of a guy that can really push you in training and motivate you with his over-the-top speeches, in the corner where we are firemen bullshit. But Bradley still has to go out there and perform. In 24 rounds, he has not had much success against Manny Pacquiao. I've only given him about 5 rounds of the 24 rounds of the 2 fights, and he's gonna have to. He's gonna come in with a different strategy. He's got a new trainer. He might try to box a little more. But Manny, he's had Bradley's number. And it's going to be interesting to see if Bradley can go through this whole fight without it hurting himself because of Manny's footwork. Manny has caused Bradley injuries in 2 fights. He fucked up his ankle in the first fight, both of his ankles, and then he tore his calf in the second fight because of Manny's crazy footwork. He couldn't keep up with it. And the rhythm was just too much strain on Bradley. He ended up hurting himself twice in both fights. So it's going to be interesting to see, can he go fully healthy throughout this whole bout with Pacquiao? Can he match his footwork? Can he, get out of the way of the left hand? I had second thoughts about perhaps, switching my picks because of, the politics involved, the statements Manny Pacquiao made, but I'm still rolling with Manny. I still think he's going to win this fight. He's just a better fighter than Timothy Bradley, but he has to win this fight convincingly because I think the stack is against him. There's also another thing I don't understand. Why the fuck Dave Moretti is one of the judges for this fight? I'm not feeling that motherfucker. He be giving guys rounds for freaking not doing shit in the round like he did in Manny's last fight with Floyd. So I'm not feeling that Dave Moretti's a part of the judges. I don't know. Manny's team ain't looking out for him when it came to that. They still have Dave Moretti as a judge who only gave him 2 rounds with Floyd. But I'm still rolling with Manny. He has to win convincingly though. I mean, I'm pushing for him to get the knockout. I would like for him to end the streak of not getting any knockouts. He has to win this fight convincingly. Still rolling with Manny. He's still just a better overall fighter, but definitely Timothy Bradley is more live than he was in the first 2 fights. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.